Hi, Dr. Tammy here. I am so excited to be able to share information with you that I'm passionate about hormones and getting your life balanced. And part of that life balance is the emotional, the spiritual journey that we're on. And so from time to time, I like to share some different book reviews or books and review them with you that I'm reading. And a patient gave me this for Christmas for the holidays, and it was such a lovely gift. I've absolutely enjoyed reading it. It's called Life by the Cup by Zena. Probably mispronounced her name, so I won't even say her last name because I don't want to chop that up if she ever sees this. I don't want to embarrass myself, but she's absolutely fabulous. And it's interesting because she's a gypsy, and she really kind of restored that heritage that we think of gypsies sometimes not in a good way, but she's kind of restored that to they're artistic, they're creative, they're dancers, they're musical, and really getting back to her heritage. But the story is basically that she was down on her luck. She had a new baby. She had no job. And when the baby was born, his name is Sage, he actually had some physical problems and needed surgeries and was in the hospital a lot. And she had no idea how she was going to pay those bills. And so this is her journey. And she was passionate about tea, drinking tea. And so this is her journey, and she now has an international tea company, and this is her journey, how she got started. And so it was inspirational for me because, of course, I'm on the beginning of this journey to share with other people, and my passion about feeling good and getting hormones balanced and, and taking care of their health. And so this was just so inspiring to me because she really started at the bottom, and I'm blessed to have so many advantages in my life and to be able to share. But anyway, I want to just kind of tell you just a little bit about some of the chapters. And so the first chapter is called The Carving of the Cup, and she kind of talks about being open and all the struggles that she's had, basically that she found herself really being like this fresh vessel to be carved. And so that can be a good place. And so sometimes when you think you're down and out or you're destitute, really, you're just a vessel that's fresh and ready to be carved. And so that can be a great thing. Pride cannot feed a baby. So getting out of your pride sometimes and just kind of getting out of your comfort zone and making the best of your life can be so important. Chapter 3 is Just Show Up. And, that chapter was just, she showed up she wanted to buy this little tea shop, and she had no money. How was she going to buy a tea shop? And she just showed up and she said, I want to buy your tea shop. Well, the owner said, you don't have any money, but you have great ideas, so I'd like to put you in a management position. And then I won't tell you how the book goes, but, that was her start. And so she really got to get in and get her feet wet on the ground floor. Chapter 4 is Start Where You Are. And that is so important. And my personal journey lately has been, I'm not sure what the next chapter is supposed to look like in my life. I know I want to help people. I know I'm passionate about sharing this information and this knowledge. But, I'm like, I'm not sure that my life is exactly where I want it to be right now. And so I don't know what I really want looking forward. And so when I read this, it really made me realize you just start where you are and make the best of where you are and give 110% where you are. And then the universe and opportunities and positive energy and positive things will come to you because you're just starting where you are, and that's okay to be where you are. And if where you are is at the bottom, that's great. And if where you are is maybe doing something that you don't absolutely love, that's okay too. So that's all part of the journey. But start where you are, and that's okay. Turn a burden into a blessing. It's interesting because she talks about her name and Xena, and that she really kind of didn't like it. She wanted to change her name, and she thought about it, when she started her company. And so anyway, she sent off her trademark information for her tea company when she was ready to do that, and she called it like the Gypsy Tea Company, and they said that's too generic, you can't trademark that. And so it turned out that she ended up using her name in it because she could trademark that, and it turned out to be a real blessing. So maybe you're not happy with your name, maybe you're not happy with your life, or maybe something bad has happened, or something that hasn't felt good to you. You can turn that into a blessing. So sometimes, the things that we think are our biggest burdens can be our biggest blessing. And then, she talks about plucking the positive, and the chapters just go on to collaborate and answer the call when it comes, and be ready and be available. So it's a wonderful book, and I think it will really inspire you wherever you are in your life. And I really appreciate the gift of this book, and it's really opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it's beautifully written. She's very passionate about what she talks about, and it just flows, and it's just magical, and it just feels good while you're reading it. So if you just need a feel good kind of thing to do, it's wonderful. And I always carry a book in my purse, and one of the biggest stressors can be waiting. And if you're waiting in line at school, or you're waiting at a doctor's office, or you're waiting to pick up somebody, you just sit there and you're like, okay, I'm waiting. Well, having a good book in your purse at any given time, because us women, we all have great big purses. They're like suitcases, right? I'm just being real with you, right? So anyway, carry a book around with you, a real inspiring book, and I'll be sharing more book reports with you. I feel like it's the fourth grade. My son's in fourth grade, and he's always sharing his book reports with me. But I'll share my book reports with you, and I think it'll be great empowerment for you, and you can kind of come along with me in these life lessons that I'm learning and growing spiritually and emotionally. So fun stuff. So hope you enjoyed this.